Welcome to the Ringiverse Roundtable, where we dissect and debate some of the hottest topics in nerd culture. We have Jomi the Explainer, Midnight Boys, Pew Pew, Arjuna Ramgopal, who's not a Midnight Boy, but kind of is, but then it's kind of not. He's what you would call like the Nick Fury of the Midnight, because he puts everybody together.
That's right.
He's around, whatever. And we'll chop it up today about a very important topic, which is who is the greatest Mandalorian of all time?
Of all time.
Of all time. The Mandalorian culture and history spans back thousands and thousands of years in Star Wars lore, and they've been a part of most of the major happenings, at least tangentially, that have gone on in Star Wars. You know, I remember there's a lot of Mandalorians in my beloved Legends canon. But now with the show, obviously, Adeniran, Bo-Katan, there's enough Mandalorian culture for us to really have an idea of who has meant the most and been the best for Mandalore.
Yeah.
Arjuna, who, in your opinion, is the greatest Mandalorian of all time?
You know, I think there's a lot of great answers, but I'm going to go with our guy, Adeniran.
Really?
Yeah. You know, he's just like, he's so into the way.
Yeah.
Doesn't take his helmet off.
Right.
You know, he has the Darksaber currently.
Cool.
That's
You
true.
know?
That's true.
Very true.
And he's probably discovered everyone's favorite Star Wars, character, Grogu. He is his dad.
Yeah.
And so like
He's a good father.
He's a great father. He's great in a ship. He's an expert in a lot of things. So I'm gonna go Din.
He's a fighter.
He's my guy.
Marksman, father, warrior, Adeniran.
Beskar armor.
Best car armor. He's got
looks
some
cool.
great armor.
The armor is very shiny, which seems to be an issue for Mandalorians. You know what I mean?
Well, they all got like dirt, armor. It like looks cheap. It looks like.
Well, you remember
they've
his,
been-
like-
they've been in scraps.
You remember his Generation 1 armor, like in the first episodes of Mandalorian? Yeah, like, it was rough. And
But
then
what I'm saying is-
he got the stuff.
It's like he's had his armor for a while, and he's keeping it up.
Yeah, man.
Is the rest of their armor? It's unclear. Is the rest of their armor pure Beskar? No, right?
No.
So that's the reason why he's got the pure Beskar. Jomi, who's your answer?
Me, I'm rocking with an OG. I'm going with Bo-Katan. You're gonna sit here and say, she's lost this, she's lost that, but at the end of the day, she can throw it down with the best of anybody.
Yes, she can.
Sure, she once was a terrorist. We're not. That did happen.
It's a ding.
Yeah, it's a ding.
It's a ding.
That's tough.
It's a little bit of a ding.
Yeah, that is tough. But
Sure.
when it's all said and done, she wields the Darksaber with incredible lithicity is not a word.
Lethality.
She's very lethal with the
There you go.
Darksaber.
Yeah, there you go.
Is what I'm trying to say. And so she's seen the Mythosaur, right? One of our best and greatest. So I'm rocking with her. What about you, Van? Who you got?
So I have a greater overarching theory here.
Okay.
Is that there's actually only one good Mandalorian. That you can really throw the whole race of people and the culture away.
Really?
Because all they do is destroy, fight, and argue. And the only person that has not done that is Tar Vizsla.
Okay.
Tar Vizsla is, of course, the Mandalorian that forged the greatest peace in the history of Mandalore. It's a very on-the-nose answer, and I understand you guys. He forged the Darksaber, and he, for a time, brought peace between the Mandalorians and the Jedi. He was both Mandalorian and a Jedi, and therefore not the Darksaber. It's like, other than him, they've really had some issues.
A lot.
Yeah.
They based their whole culture around killing one group of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after that was done, they based their whole culture around killing each other. Bo-Katan, like you said, she's cool, former terrorist, has been on varying different sides. Din, nice, great guy, we like him. Member of a cult.
Yeah.
You're not right. You know what I mean? Member of a cult. So it's most of the Mandalorians. Part of their charm is in how flawed they are, and I think maybe the point of this show is whether or not we can have good Mandalorians again.
That's I see your point. it's really tough when you go back and look at it. Like,
Sure,
you
of
got
course.
Tar, but I mean, you already know where I'm at with the Vizslas. Outside of the Inquisitors, there's no good, Vizsla out here.
It's
know
true.
what I'm
Is that
saying?
a thing against Tar? His entire line is just a bunch of shitheads.
I'll be honest with you. That's kind of a thing. That's a ding.
Yeah.
That's a ding for Tar Vizsla. When you look at it, you're. It's almost like he's kind of like Logan Roy.
Fuck off.
Well, I don't know if Tar was that much of a dickhead.
Logan Roy sucks,
Yeah.
but he sucks even more when you consider the fact that all of his children suck almost worse than him. Right?
Yeah.
No, he sucks. So yeah, I mean that's a ding. That's a ding.
That's a ding.
So there's no, if we were talking like, what if we were talking Jedi? Or if we were talking, Wookiees. Most Wookiees are pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of the Wookiees
Yeah.
we know are cool. Like Black Chrysanthemum had some issues, but no, it's cool. It's Chewbacca cool, but with the Mandalorians, it's a lot of bullshit. Sabine's
Sabine's great. I mean, we're going to see,
actually, she's a good answer.
she's a good answer.
She's a really good answer.
Except for the fact that she invented something that could then turn around
Yeah.
and destroy her own people. I'm telling you, it's tough.
It's that she gave away the Darksaber for free.
She's got dings.
You can't
got
do
some
that.
dings.
I mean, I think they all do. Ultimately, I think something that you mentioned, Van, earlier that I think is interesting is how once they were literally formed to protect themselves from the Jedi, right? That's what Mandalorians have been doing since their inception, right? And then once Order 66 happened and there were no more Jedi to fight, they were like, "Cool, what do we do? Hey, let's start killing each other."
Yeah.
That's tough as a whole Mandalorian culture. It's they're just bred to fight. They're made to be in conflict. That's all they ever do. And so it's interesting. The Mandalorian, it is kind of peacetime, right? They don't really have to be outside like that, but they're such a warrior-based faction that we see they're just always out there fighting, training. What are you training for? You can't beat the alligator outside the crib. You can't beat the flying pterosaur coming for you. So what are you really doing?
Good against Jedi, bad against beasts.
Tough.
Bad against beasts. Steve Irwin would have been a good addition to the whole tribe to commune with the animals so that they're not continually getting like fucked over. Okay, maybe not the best reference, but look, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think part of this show and part of the charm of having conversations like this is that the Mandalorian culture was on the fringes. It wasn't mainstreamed. Now it's mainstreamed. And because it's mainstreamed, we get to take a long look at what the fuck they've been getting wrong, which is a lot. We've given you guys our picks. The question is, what do you think? In you guys' opinion, if you're watching this, who is the greatest Mandalorian of all time and why? And more specifically, why are each of us so wrong? One of you will pick Pre Vizsla, and
Who's picking Pre Vizsla?
somebody will pick Pre Vizsla.
You pick Pre Vizsla. Come meet me outside.
Somebody will pick Pre Vizsla.
Please.
Okay, that's enough for us. The Ringerverse Roundtable. That is Arjuna Ramgopal, Jomi Adeniran. I am Van Lathan. Thanks for watching.